I was sitting right here in this old bungalow. Same chair I've had since '72. Afternoon light coming through the curtains, just like always. Phone rang. I let it ring twice before I picked it up. Figured it was probably the VA calling about my prescriptions again. Hello? The voice on the other end was smooth. Too smooth. Mr. Hawthorne, this is Agent Reynolds from National Bank Security. Sir, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your account is under active attack right now. I felt my stomach tighten, but I didn't let it show in my voice. $72,000. Every last dime I had after burying my wife, after the VA dragged their feet on that hip replacement, after setting something aside for the grandkids. That money was my life's work, and this stranger on the phone was telling me it was already slipping away. He kept talking fast. Hackers have your routing numbers. We're watching a transfer attempt for $47,000 as we speak. If we don't act in the next 90 seconds, that money is gone forever. I let him hear the shake in my voice, just enough. That can't be right. I haven't touched anything unusual. He didn't waste a second. His tone shifted. Now it was sharp, commanding. Sir, with all due respect, you don't understand how these people operate. They're already inside your system. I can see the keystrokes live on my monitor. If you don't let me take remote control of your computer right now, you will lose everything. Do you want to end up on the street? Do you want your family to suffer because you wouldn't listen? I served in Vietnam. I watched brothers get cut down in rice paddies. I came home to a country that sometimes spit on the uniform I wore. But this man on the phone was trying to make me feel small, like I was just some helpless old fool who couldn't protect what he'd earned. The injustice burned slow and deep. I played along. I served my country so people like you could be safe, and now you're telling me some punk in a call center is stealing my life? He smelled blood. Exactly, Mr. Hawthorne. That's why I'm here. But we're out of time. Go to your computer, open a browser, and type in the link I'm texting you. Download it. I'll guide you step by step. I did exactly what he asked. My hands shook for show. The link popped up. SecureLink.exe. I double-clicked. That 9-digit ID I read off to him, it was the door he walked through. Within seconds, the cursor on my screen jerked to life on its own. He was inside. There we go, he said, voice dripping with smug satisfaction now. I'm scanning for the malware. Looks like they installed a keylogger. I'll clean it out and move your funds to a protected holding account so they can't touch it. I watched that cursor fly across folders I never opened. He even pulled up a fake bank page showing my exact balance, $72,418. He'd done his homework. He snapped at me when I hesitated on one prompt. See, this is why old folks lose everything. You have to trust me, or I'm hanging up and you can kiss your savings goodbye. That's when I knew. I wasn't alone in this house. In the next room, my nephew, Kyle, the one who used to run cybersecurity for the Defense Department, was watching 3 monitors. That computer I was sitting at, it was never my real machine. It was a decoy, a honeypot built for exactly this kind of predator. Every keystroke he made was being logged, every IP hop traced, and the remote access tool he forced me to download, it had quietly opened a reverse tunnel straight back to his own laptop. Kyle spoke soft through the hidden earpiece. Stay calm, Uncle Eli. He's cocky. He just opened his own mule account in a new tab. I'm seeing everything. On my screen, the scammer pasted routing numbers, his own operational account. $87,400 sitting there, ready for the next score. I heard him chuckle under his breath, thinking the mic was off. Easy money, old man. Kyle's voice came again, steady as steel. Time to weaponize his own toy. I sat there, heart steady now, while Kyle triggered the payload. A silent command slipped through the same AnyDesk session the scammer had forced on me. 30 seconds later, Kyle had full control of the bastard's machine. The first thing he saw were 3 mule accounts open in the background, $214,000 in stolen senior funds. Kyle didn't hesitate. He moved the money, not to himself, straight to a verified veterans charity that had already agreed to hold it while the feds traced the rest. 3 clean wires. Done. Back on the call, the scammer was still gloating. "All right, Mr. Hawthorne, the transfer is complete. Your funds are safe in the holding account. I'll send you a confirmation email. You should see the balance update any second." I forced a shaky thank you, let him hear the relief in my voice. Oscar-worthy performance for an old grunt. He hung up. Click. 37 minutes later, his phone rang again. Same number he'd used to call me. Caller ID read, National Bank Security. He answered, still riding the high. This time, the voice on the line wasn't mine. It was Kyle's. Calm, firm. No emotion. "Damian Cross, this is the real National Bank Security. We have logged every keystroke you made while you thought you were robbing an 82-year-old Vietnam veteran. We have screenshots of your mule accounts. We have wire confirmations showing $214,000 in stolen funds now in protected accounts. And we have already notified the FBI's Elder Fraud Task Force. They're at your door in approximately 4 minutes. I listened on the extension. I heard the scammer's breathing turn ragged. "Who the hell is this? You can't—" "We can and we did. You used your own remote access software against yourself. The very tool you forced on me opened the door. How does it feel when the tables turn on you?" In the background, I could hear pounding on his door and muffled shouts. "FBI!" He started cursing, then pleading, then screaming that it was all a mistake. The line went dead. I sat back in my recliner. The weight I'd been carrying since that first ring finally lifted. I looked at the folded flag on the mantel and whispered, "Semper Fi, you son of a gun." The local news ran the story the next morning. Veterans groups flooded my inbox with thank yous. The charity that received the wired funds sent a personal letter promising the money would help other aging heroes with their VA claims. The FBI confirmed they rolled up the entire call center crew in a 3-state sweep. I never got that original $72,000 back. It was fake data on the decoy machine the whole time. Didn't matter. The satisfaction was worth more than money. I had looked evil in the eye, felt the sting of being treated like a helpless old man, and answered with something better than rage. I answered with cunning, with technology, with the same unyielding spirit that refused to break for an entire war. 2 weeks later, I stood on my front porch in full dress uniform, medals catching the morning light. A news crew asked why an 82-year-old veteran volunteered to be the decoy. I looked straight into the camera, voice steady and strong, because somebody has to remind these cowards that not every elderly veteran is an easy target. Some of us still know how to fight, and thanks to good people like my nephew here, we've got better weapons now than we ever carried in the jungle. I smiled, small, satisfied. The kind of smile that carries the weight of every battle I ever won. And next time that phone rings, I'll be ready again. The camera caught the American flag waving gently behind me as the sun rose over Ohio.